Number 9.
Alright guys, this is number 9 of Alien Contacts in Bob's life. It's January 9th, 2019. I'm Paul Power, and Robert Nelson is going to be telling you his story. Take it away.
Okay, here we go again. In March of 1998, I was preparing one day to go to a gun show that was happening at the Civic Center in the city where I lived. I was going to buy a handgun, and I was going to go home and lock the doors. And I was going to stop the abductions from happening to me ever again. Let me tell you something. Abductees are a lot like rape victims, because we have been raped in a lot of different ways. Whenever you treat a being like an object, that's rape, whether there's any sexual content to it or not, or any sexual contact or not. When you treat a being as an object, it's rape and murder, even if there's no gunfire or death. Incidentally, the commandment, thou shalt not kill, the correct translation of it is thou shalt not murder. You know, I can see where humans have an excuse, because we're still learning and groping and trying and you know, we're still trying to make progress. But these ETs, there's no friggin' excuse. They don't have an excuse. They've been around a lot longer than us. They have. So they have no excuse to get away with treating us as objects.
That's right.
Or treating animals as objects.
Damn right.
Abductees, what they go through, their memory often does get wiped to some degree. The memory part of their brain might not remember the event, but the memory of their soul remembers the event, and bit by bit it can feed back through, and often does. Many times it feeds through from a subconscious standpoint, maybe in dreams. Abductees often have a rage factor, and they don't know why.
Yeah.
Some of them deal with it by becoming alcoholics. Some of them deal with it by becoming drug addicts. Of course, alcohol is a drug. There's also that factor of, I don't want to look at this because it's too frightening, and then I can't respect myself for not looking, and so then I have rage against myself and against whatever's been done to me. I want the public to understand, those of you who have never been abducted, thank God. Seriously. I mean it. Thank God. You see, some of us, when we go to bed at night, we don't have that nice assurance we're going to wake up in bed. We're a lot like rape victims, because we are. And I'm not saying that this is an excuse that abductees should be able to get away with anything. No, I'm not. Not a bit. but there does need to be understanding of the situation. There does need to be compassion. Abductees need to be, if they are willing, helped to have a chance to have someone they can talk to who's not going to brand them as crazy. You see, that's part of the problem too. If you're an abductee and you dare talk about this stuff, and I know this firsthand, you stand a chance of losing friends, losing employment, and unfortunately, you might even lose your freedom. People in authority might decide that you're not safe to have around, so you end up being institutionalized. So your choices are hate yourself for not doing anything and suffer in silence, or go public about it, give yourself permission to scream, and risk losing friends, employment, and maybe your freedom. Wow, what wonderful opportunities, what wonderful choices. Not. And yes, if I sound like I'm angry and pissed off, I am. I'm very angry, I'm very upset. Actually, I'm trying to control my language on this, and I'm not doing as good a job as I need. But we're not alone in this multiverse. We never have been in all of our existence as human beings. We've never been alone, and we never will be. Get that through your heads. I'm not trying to establish fear. I'm trying to establish awareness. One of the things I did when I was living in Central Florida is I got together with this new friend I told you about. She and I put together an abductee awareness interaction group. I actually drew up all the prerequisites for a group like this. The lady who hosted these meetings had a friend of hers who was a psychotherapist from Kentucky. And she said, after she had attended like 5 of these meetings, she said, you know, this stuff is not all in your heads. This really happened to you. And you're displaying symptoms of rape victims. Excuse me. She had to go back to her practice in Kentucky. She asked for a copy of the regulations for one of these kind of groups that I had made up, and I got her a copy of it. She was going to start a group of like nature in her practice. There need to be more groups like this for abductees to be able to come out and share together and know they're not going to be branded as crazy, and know they're not going to risk losing friends and risk losing employment. This is so vital. Okay, next session we'll take it further.